Welcome back, friends, fans, and fedora wearers, and welcome to the Paragon Masters. I'm your host, Toaster Loading. Not that was him on my left, on my right, giving you that sweet look. Shane Lynch on my left, and we are happy to be here. Our first match is Straight Out of Agora versus Triangle Formation, and thank you all for the support for the trailer. We're super proud of it. I have to admit I've watched it probably 50 times myself. Getting more hyped and more hyped and more hyped every single time. Yeah, thank you guys so much. Go ahead and share that if you feel so inclined. Also, thank you for the donations. I think we've already raised tonight over $70. So you guys are you guys are killing it. You guys are killing it. All right, Shane.
I do have a problem though.
Is it Skype video? Is that
no? If you wear a fedora, you should take it off because that's ridiculous.
What's wrong with fedoras?
Wow.
This is a family-friendly stream, so I'm going to keep those to myself.
Your fedoras?
Yeah. No, not the fedoras. The fedoras I've all burned in a fire because, again, ridiculous.
Oh, your opinions. I see.
Yes.
I think fedora is a stylistic impression upon someone portrays their own personality and their individuality through wearing such a wonderful piece.
So, Toaster Loach, let's talk about this game, buddy.
Let's talk about this matchup: Straight Out of Agora versus Triangle Formation. Again, we just talked about this in the pre-show. If the state of the game continues and the teams continue as they are going, this matchup between these two giants right now in the Paragon Masters is more than likely a glimpse into the finals, into the final two teams. Yeah. And this is a glimpse into one, because when we get to the semifinals, the finals, ladies and gentlemen, we are not just doing one game. It's going to be the best of three, like you guys have saw in the Agoras Rising. So we're going to go back to that kind of the meta, the mind games of switching and counterpicking and all that fun stuff. But this should be a glimpse into those final matches. Again, anything could happen. Who knows? Straight Out of Agora might take down Triangle Formation. We have some Evolve comes back, wins 2 in a row. Who knows? There's crazy stuff that can happen. But this is more than likely a glimpse into the finals. Straight Out of Agora, 3 wins, no losses. Triangle Formation, 4 wins, no losses. Shane, Notch, again, you guys both gave it to Triangle Formation for just being solid. I would agree. They're just a super consistent team. But Straight Out of Agora last week played really well. One thing that we didn't talk about in the pre-show that I missed is that Shockwave disrupting the steal. I still so good.
It was good. The from Easy Peasy on the Grim. Yeah, well, he's good.
He's a good guy. He's a good guy. We'll see if we can see any more crazy things like that we've never seen before tonight. But before we get into the match, any final thoughts about this matchup? Is there anything you're expecting to see? Is there anything you would be?
It's just as
yeah.
I'm interested
here's one thing. Straight Out of Agora, due to Leo Grande is actually on vacation. His internet isn't working at the location he was going to be playing from, so they have subbed in Omain, who's their dedicated sub. Yeah. Who has been on the roster for a long time. They were playing with him full time for a while, and he's been relegated to the sub position. So even though yes, Omain is a sub in place of Leo Grande, they're still used to playing with him. They played together for a long time, so I don't think it's as much of a hindrance as it would be, if it was like a person they've only played a couple games with. So I still think Straight Out of Agora they got to prove themselves right here, man. I feel like this game will lose. They got to make a statement.
All right, nice.
I really like what I want to say. Completely pertains to the draft here. SOA has got a draft that has me a little bit nervous.
Okay.
Well,
maybe
when it comes to
then maybe we should get to the game so we can talk about that draft a little more. Yeah, gentlemen.
Let's do it, man.
All right, you guys all ready?
I'm at 5 seconds.
3, 2, 1. Let's do this, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Paragon Masters first game here of the night between Triangle Formation and Straight Out of Agora. Shane, walk us through who we got on Triangle Formation.
Chill Phil on Steel, Suki Dash on Murdoch, Easy making it look peasy on Grim, Beacon on Sparrow, and Selwonk on his iconic hero, Rampage.
All right, Notch over on Straight Out of Agora. Who we got?
Straight Out of Agora, we've got Peace Turtle on Steel, Pixel on Easy Peasy, Pixel on Grim, Reflect is on Grux, Solo Nazgul's on Rampage, and Omain is rocking Iggy and Scorch. This draft, though,
let's talk about it.
From SOA, man.
Bans were Twin Blast,
and Decker.
and Decker. So
Yeah.
we've got very standard bands. Twin Blast is incredibly strong, and Deckard is really the only support in the game right now. But
Hey,
we've
Muriel.
got one Ranger. Well, we'll just ignore that. We've got one Ranger versus 3.
So
SOA has a very, very aggressive early game.
Yes,
They
exactly.
need to snowball the crap out of this, and they need to do it right now.
Wow,
If
talk
they
about
allow-
early game.
Yeah.
Omain.
Selwalk is rotate over onto Omain. If he gets a boulder on him, Omain should fall here. I mean, they are going to body block him. Omain
Yeah.
is going to go down to Suki and Selwalk here.
What time are you at, Notch?
I'm at where the hell?
Shane,
Yeah.
are you at about 140? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm about 140.
Okay. Cool.
One-
What are you
45?
guys at?
I don't know. What's happening? Selwong's
I
rotating
play
over
with
to the
you.
red lane. Over to the red lane. Not going to happen, though, because they have that boarded up. But, yeah, so if I'm SOA, the game plan here right now is exactly what you said, man. Snowball and get some early game kills. Using that, it's all going to come on the shoulders of Solo Nazgul, his ability to land those boulders, and Reflect his ability to land smash and grabs on key targets. Grim is a deceivingly difficult target to take down in the early stages of the game because of his Reflect ability. If you guys were looking at Grux right there, you see that Easy Peasy it's just one click of mouse button and he completely negates the smash and grab. So they're going to have to be coordinated about it. Force out the deflect on Grim using the boulder, then into the smash and grab, vice versa, things like that. Beacon is going to be have to play incredibly smart, be very cognizant of their position, because if he gets caught out at all, he's just going to be dead to rights. I like what they're doing. Chill Phil is pretty much dedicated himself to this lane, protecting the Sparrow, and also being a nuisance as well, you know, body blocking, creep, things like that, and just giving Beacon that net of protection that he really needs against this lineup that Straight of Agora has on the field.
Hey, what time are you guys at? I just restarted the replay because I couldn't do anything.
We are at 2:58, 59?
Yeah.
3 minutes.
Tell me when you're at 3:05.
Right now.
Got it.
We're there, team.
That was weird. Sorry, I had to restart, guys. That was very interesting.
Early access. It's fine. It's fine.
Hashtag
back.
early access.
We're back.
Hashtag early access. All right. So we talked about again just being, you know, getting those kills quickly, so you don't let Triangle Formation go into that late game. What time frame would you feel uncomfortable if you are Straight of Agora if you haven't gotten those kills that you're looking for on Triangle Formation? About, is it 10 minutes in?
I think it's more about card power.
Yeah.
My opinion. I think it's more about card power.
Okay.
If they let these Rangers come online too much, if we start getting to that 30-ish card power, I mean even 20 plus, and they're not doing some sort of something, they have to be very aggressive. They have a comp with Solo Nazgul and Reflect to be very aggressive, and they need to do that. But what we see right now is Reflect laning against Easy Peasy. I don't know if this is the right call. I feel like they have to get in, and I feel like they have to really, really push and be very, very aggressive.
That's interesting to me. I wonder if they're looking for a timing here, because putting Grux in a lane, obviously that makes his movements very easy to predict. As opposed to being in the jungle. That's one of the things about a jungler. It's very hard to predict his movements. Is he by red? Is he in our jungle? Things like that. But when he's in the lane, it's like, hey, Grux is in the lane. We can, you know, base our movements upon that information. So I think maybe they're just looking for a specific timing, or if this is just a strat that's way over our heads that hasn't really played out yet.
Right.
You know, which if it is, I would absolutely love to see something like that. But Reflect, I mean, he's going with a pretty standard card build thus far. It's very typical for the first item to be picked up, the Rust Breaker, just because that big front-loaded damage it has with the penetration and the physical damage on it and whatnot. But Grux, generally when we see Grux played, his main role is just landing those smash and grabs, and from there doing damage after that. I'm going to want to see, is he going to go full damage build? Is he going to go a hybrid build with tankiness? Is he going to go, you know, clearly he's not going full tanky with the Rust Breaker. I really think that the overall strategy for Straight Out of Agora is going to reveal itself as we see not only how Grux builds himself, but as when and how he starts moving across the map.
One thing I want to point out too, is so on the side of Reflect against Easy Peasy here, is every single time that Reflect has used a smash and grab, Easy Peasy has blocked it, right? He cancels it out. He uses that shield. It's kind of, I want to see that Reflect using that to lull Easy Peasy into a false sense of security. After he does that, then all of a sudden Soul Nazgul comes up, smash him with the rock, and it's like, all right, there's a kill.
100%. That's exactly what needs to happen. Solo needs to rotate over. Reflect needs to. It needs to happen either way. Either needs to be a stone that easy peasy blocks, or a smash and grab from Reflect. Preferably, you want to block the smash and grab and take the stun. And with easy peasy's displace, it'll still give him that ability to get away.
Yeah.
But yes, if he keeps using it and easy peasy just gets used to reflecting that, maybe he won't reflect the stun and they can get both of them. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out once we get the rotation from Nazgul over there, who is just content jungling right now. Speaking of rotation, Selwonk, hopefully I'm at the right time.
They were looking for a takedown onto Reflect, weren't able to get it. Selwonk uses his ultimate.
Yeah.
And he's just going to he should be able to smash and grab this wave and clear up this camp. Not sure if they're going to be able to get this tower because Selwonk doesn't have his ultimate, so he's going to jump himself out of there. So they might get a little bit of damage into the tower, but maybe Selwonk missed his boulder, not too sure, but Reflect keeping himself alive here. The black camp was just taken in the meanwhile by Straight Out of Agora. Who is carrying it here? I believe it is Pixel. He has a red. Someone has the black buff there. Solo Nazgul popping the ultimate. This is what you want to see. Going in, smart utilization. Rock onto Suki. The main objective here needs to be the tower. They need to burst down this tower as quickly as they can, and then anything after that will just be, a secondary pickup here. They're focusing down. Solo Nazgul's ultimate's gonna be down soon. Here's the first damage from the Devastating Blast. They get the tower. Peace Turtle's very low as well. Can they get anything other, though? Pixel's getting aggressive. Here comes Chill Phil. The ultimate gets deflected. That's what we were talking about. Grim is deceivingly difficult to take down. Beacon gets taken out. Pixel's getting a lot more out of this. Chill Phil might go down as well. Pixel, one more auto attack. He's going to be able to get it. Selwonk comes from behind on the boulder. He's not able to get Chill Phil. So it was 1 for 3. The tower was taken down, though. All in the meanwhile, same story on the other side of the field. Selwonk and Suki were able to take out the other tower. So ultimately, that exchange, I think, slightly favors triangle formation.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to get a tower.
Sorry, I had that completely backwards. Just kidding. That favors, I think that favors SOA. They got the tower, and triangle formation didn't get a tower.
Yeah, but we have Easy Peasy over here who is farming. We have to watch and be careful of Easy Peasy on that farm. Easy Peasy, I mean, you've got three of the best Ranger players in the game with Easy Peasy, Suki, and Bacon. So it's allowing him to free farm like that. Yes, you got a tower in a very important lane. This is the prime lane. This is the lane once the prime orb comes into play. They're going to want to march down this lane and turn it in to give themselves that huge advantage. But allowing a ranged carry to free farm for a team that only has one ranged carry is a little bit frightening when we get towards that mid to late game.
Yeah. Another thing too, just to point out, just kind of reiterate for people who are either newer to this or not super familiar with Paragon.
Hello. How are you?
Hi, welcome to Paragon. This is a game by Epic. No, we talked about the style of getting kills isn't as important if you don't pair it with objectives.
Correct.
Yeah.
So we'll see if Triangle Formation can turn that kind of maybe boost of card power there over on the left lane into an objective soon, or if that was just going to be straight up Gora, getting that kind of map control.
Look at the last hits on Easy Peasy and Suki right now. 48 and 43 creep score on these two guys. 9 minutes into the match. Like, 9 minutes into the match, the fact that they're 48, almost 50, that's amazing.
That's gross.
That's a really good creep score
so
right now.
Gross. You can really tell these guys put in the time. They understand just all the little nuances about this game to make sure that they can make that happen.
It's all about just map efficiency, man. Map efficiency is what it's all about, and that's something that these teams generally are pretty on the same footing when it comes to that. But I think now Beacon, his performance thus far is a little bit underimpressive, but I think that's just mostly attributed to the fact that he's playing a hero who really, especially considering the draft that he's up against with a hero who's very, very immobile, I'm not expecting to see much out of the Sparrow. Come card points, 30 to 40s. Beacon come in with big flanks, use inner fire, get huge damage down, but I mean, there's a reason he's known as one of the best Ranger players. I mean, you can put him on a hero who's even as passive and really has minor early game presence, and he's still able to get as much out of that hero as possible. So, and I mean, take a look at the farm. I mean, despite the fact that it hasn't been too much of an too action-packed of a game thus far, besides the dive on the tower, just really honing on your point of the creep score for Triangle Formation has built them a significant lead already. I mean, Suki's at 18 card points, and a majority of Straight Out of Agora are at 12, so already a 2-card level lead for Suki. And just so you know, Suki on Murdoch, he doesn't miss ultimates.
Yeah,
Never misses them.
I think we've seen him miss once, and it was on a ridiculous angle. It's like, okay, that makes sense, because I would have, my mind would have been blown if you did hit that.
So we've got SOA over here, Peace Turtle and Pixel. They're just standing in this lane. The lane is pushed back. The creep is pushed back in favor of Triangle Formation.
Yeah.
Beacon and Chillfill. Beacon is just sitting here free farming. There's no pressure right now. And what we talked about early was these guys being aggressive, and they are applying no pressure to Chillfill and Beacon in this lane. They're just letting the lane continue to push. Triangle Formation is doing a great job freezing it, and Beacon's just free farming at this moment in time.
Yep.
With this draft that SOA has, this type of gameplay is not going to get them past 25 minutes because the lead is going to become too far. It Reflect with a big displace on easy peasy.
I told you.
There we go. Doesn't miss.
Doesn't miss.
Not miss.
But this non-aggressive play is going to bite them in the rear end in about 10 minutes, and Triangle Formation is going to handily win this match because of the amazing, and I say amazing.
Getting aggressive. Pixel knocks him up. Looks like he's not going to elect to use the shield slam, the dunk as we like to call it, as again, dunking onto a Grim is always an ill-advised maneuver when you know he has his reflectability up. You really want to bait that out first, or else you're going to look like a fool. I know I've done it a handful of times. Not you never do it. You're one of the best. You probably are the best steel player in the world. Make sure you guys watch him play steel after the stream today. You can watch, maybe Chillfill can learn a couple things.
Shout out to Notch.
Well.
Notch, you are streaming after this, right?
I will be, yes.
Yeah, oh yeah. You gotta play steel. Yes. You gotta play steel.
So
I'm the worst steel.
The one thing that SOA has in their draft that is always going to, I think that
a lot of aggression coming out of Self-Gun in here.
Yeah, this is what we see at a Self. Oh yeah, farewell Pixel. They just Chillfill is gonna go down, but they're gonna get Peace Turtle out of it. They're gonna get 2 kills. They're gonna get Tower. Selwong's gonna get out of there just fine using his Hulk ultimate.
They not get this tower.
You're right. Actually, they're not going to get the tower. They still got 2 kills, but they used a lot of ultimates for it. I would like to see try to get something out of it. Oh, easy peasy gets taken out. So I think they're going to trade towers here is what we're going to see.
Yeah, Reflect is just going to back off. This is a smart play by Reflect there. He knows he can't defend this and back off. The issue is now is they're starting, this card power advantage is definitely starting to swing in more favor of Triangle Formation. 21 card points for Easy Peasy and Suki. Pixel's only at 15 card power. Yeah. He's not going to be able to go toe-to-toe with any of these Rangers, right? And this is what we talked about. There's no aggression coming out of SOA right now. Yes, they took a tower, and they may get the second tower over here, but the card lead is really starting to pile up for Triangle Formation, and if they don't turn it on right now and start pushing and getting aggressive, it's going to get out of hand, and the snowball for Triangle Formation is going to be too much, and they're not going to be able to deal with it.
One thing that SOA's draft has throughout the course of the game that can overcome the fact that overcome the inherent weakness of their draft, where they only have 1 Ranger compared to the triple Ranger composition of Triangle Formation, is control. They have a lot of control abilities. They have Smash and Grab. They have the Flame Belch from Iggy with the knockback and does a significant amount of damage. Of course, you have the control coming out from Steel, one of the, I think probably the most control-based fighter in the game. No one can do it better than him.
Sure.
And then Rampage, of course, with Boulder, Instant Boulder, and just being a really big target, soaking up a lot of damage. So that is one of the strengths of their draft that I think can absolutely overcome their inherent weakness late game. But the big thing, it all comes down to the execution. When it comes to control sort of styles, and any sort of MOBA, and even more so Paragon, when you are putting your money into, we have to execute our abilities in a certain order, use them appropriately, don't overlap, that's a matter of very, very immaculate execution.
Right.
Where Triangle Formation's draft has a little bit more room for error. So if Straight Out of Agora are able to execute their draft appropriately, get stalled initiations from their Steel, and get a lot of control out specifically from O-Main and from Reflect, then they really can just push these guys literally and figuratively all over the map and around these team fights, take out Beacon by the time he's able to do anything, smash and grab, knock away, use Flame Belch to peel, things like that. Tower gets destroyed. They're not going to get any out of it. Yeah, they just pretty much walk in there and take it with defense.
Boom for in chat was just saying a great thing. Is he was kind of saying, if you guys, people are watching, want to learn, look at the rotations.
Farewell.
Suki.
Yep, Suki
doesn't miss. Does not miss. But he was saying, look at the rotations of these teams and how they set up for objectives. They don't just sit in lane. It seems like all of their movement always has a plan. And right there, triangle formation, they saw a couple of the guys middle, and they were already pushing right, and so they just took a tower for free. And there was no response from Straight of Agora there.
Yeah.
I mean, you really can't. The tower is at less than half health. You've already got 3 people in mid. It's going to take you a minimum of 12 seconds to get over there.
You don't go.
You don't go at that point because instead of getting, the triangle formation could have got the tower in multiple kills because of the card power lead they have right now. So you let the tower fall. You can tittle. You continue to farm up. You can tittle to farm up. But why do we have 3 people mid lane right now? I don't understand why we have 3 mid lane at all at this moment in time. They're not making an aggressive push. They're not really doing anything other than splitting card power between 3 people, which is at 50%, I believe. Yep. Or is it 75%? I apologize, 75%. It's 100 for the first 2, drops down to like 75%, 80 or 75%. They're sharing card power right now, and experience. It makes very little sense why they're doing this.
They definitely feel disoriented. Kind of sit in the mid lane, trying to figure themselves what to do. Main thing right now is just stabilize, and just get a little bit of farm. I mean, your one Lone Ranger on Pixel is significant. I mean, everyone on the side. Straight of Agora is fairly underfarmed. I mean, especially Suki. Good lord, that man can. That guy knows how to farm.
We've got Solo, Nazgul, and Beacon over here that may start to attack each other. I'm just
no. Solo, Nazgul. But it's all about stabilization. I feel like they pretty much are just giving up towers. They're giving up control. It comes to a matter of, okay, Chillfield's going to go up there, use the shield slam underneath the tower, and Omain going to knock him up. They should be able to take him out. Wow. GTFO from the sidelines. Talk about stabilization. That's not what you're looking for.
That's not how you do it.
They need to have a game plan. They need to have a game plan of, we know we're behind. We're going to have to give up ground. But there's a certain point where they have to flip that switch and get decisive. Right now, I don't know if that's the time. Selwyn pops the ultimate. Boulder onto Reflect is going to land. Here comes the shield slam onto the 2 Rangers. Shockwave as well. A lot of CC from Steel. That's what you want to see. But I just don't know if they simply have the follow-up. With no Omain and now Grux taken off the field. Triangle formation are looking very, very good. Easy peasy underneath the tower, getting body blocked by Peace Torta. Peace Torta with the BM right-click shield from Steel. Can they take him out? Beacon does get taken out. This is actually looking still in the favor of Triangle formation. Easy peasy gets taken out, but Suki is going to clean up. He is the Ritsu Kai, the janitor. And that's that. I mean, imagine if they had their Iggy and Scorch right there. That team fight could have gone their way. It was 3 for 4. Yeah. They're probably going to lose mid. But if Omain didn't get caught out right there, and he was there to use his Flame Belch, peel Selwonk off, to get anything going in that team fight, that could have been a great moment for him. But you can't be giving up kills like that when you're behind.
I want to talk about Suki's build real quick. I was talking to, actually, last night, Suki was in my chat.
Notch, I know how you gotta be feeling good about yourself right now.
And I have for months have been talking about how crit is not useless. Everybody says it's absolutely useless. Suki is going with 12% crit. We see a lot of Suki, Murdoch's Twin Blast. They'll rock a brand of the Iron Eater. Instead, Suki's actually going for Hunger Maul. He's going to get his lifesteal from Hunger Maul. Then he's going to get an additional 50% crit bonus from that and be at 200% crit bonus. The damage he will be putting out, 12% crit, plus 50% crit bonus.
Oh man, if Omain can get this kill, that would be huge. Suki is worth so much amber, but Selwonk's already here. Omain, Suki is going to get taken out. The Tainted Magic. It was the Tainted Magic that took him out right there, the radiation. So that, you know what? If I'm Omain, I'm going to be perfectly happy about that. Suki was 8-0, so Omain just got a big infusion of card experience. Ideally, that would have gone on either Reflex Grux or Pixel Grim, but still, they took out a very high priority target. They kind of took away his cards.
Yeah,
he got a full card level out of that kill.
Wow, that's incredible.
He was at
Bounties,
24,
baby,
and he jumped to 27. He got a full card level.
Bounties
out of that kill right there.
One thing before we kind of move on from that last team fight that happened in the mid, where Triangle Formation took out SOA and then also took the tower, we had Beacon, who came in from the. I think he came in from the.
You mean Bacon?
Yeah, we had Bacon coming from the back. It was delicious. It was smoky.
Applewood.
Yeah. Oh yeah, all that Applewood. And he started taking after I think it was after Chill Phil got taken out by the tower, he started taking tower aggro and he died. Is that something that you know going in and fighting an enemy under the tower that you're going to potentially be someone who's taking the shots, because if you hit an enemy under the tower, it's going to target you instead of the minions. Is there like do you think these teams trade off? Like, okay, Chillfield's dead. Before Beacon, before you hit, Selwonk, you make sure you hit it so you get the next one? Is that how the towers work? Or is it just like, it's just fire and whoever gets hit, gets hit?
It's the first person that hits it. Ideally, you want it to be one of your frontliners. I mean, they wanted it to be Rampage because of his ultimate. It just, I mean, it just didn't happen that way. They were confident, and this comes down strictly to draft. When you're relying on one person to be your big source of damage and Pixel, and you have 3 people who have more card power, it really doesn't matter who dies because you know you're going to be able to get some kills and possibly get the tower, and that's exactly what we saw.
Sure, I mean,
but your main play there is Rampage making that first hit and making sure he gets a target and he's taking the aggro.
Right. I mean, I think back to what you said, Shane, is on the side of Triangle Formation, their setup isn't as. They don't need to, make sure they execute perfectly. It's just kind of comes down to, looks like we have a big fight
aggressive.
over by OP.
This is what I want to see. Reflex going in. Can't even get a smash and grab. So long. Oh my God, that shockwave was huge. The 5-man shockwave into the shield slam. Straight out of Agora, is straight out of Fedora's, ladies and gentlemen. They're trying to get in there, but unfortunately they don't have the right hats. They're going to get taken apart right here as quickly the only Ranger Pixel's out of the field. And I think that was just Chill Phil, the 4-man shockwave into the ult. The moment that happened, that team fight was Triangle Formation. Beacon does get taken out, but they are right at the Orb Prime. They should be able to take this Orb Prime up. They get 5 kills. Their lead. This is looking pretty grim, if you will.
Yeah, I will. I will. Oh man,
this is going to be easy Orb Prime, not only capture but turn in as well. I mean, you're engaging when your Pixel's at 24 card power right now. Suki's at 51 card power. He has almost the least amount of farm in his entire team. Again, he is their main source of damage. Yes, they've got a Grux. They've got a who can do damage and can be a great contribute to team fights, but they're relying a lot on Pixel with this one carry, and it's just not working out. We're seeing this in team fights. Triangle Formation is able to stay back behind their 2 huge front lines with the 2 best front lines in the game right now with Steel and Rampage. There's just no way for SOA to comfortably attack him.
Chill Phil, gonna slam him. Suki, I mean, they can get so aggressive. The smash and grab on Suki. If they can take out Suki, that'd be a really big deal. Take away his ability to be on that field. They should be able to. Solonazgo gets the kill. He gets reflected in the meantime, though. Chill Phil, GTFO is going to get him down. So they do get 2 very high priority targets. And, I mean, that's with the Prime card activation as well. Can they keep their inhibitors alive? They to keep themselves in this match, they 100% have to keep their inhibitors alive. Pixel is up on the field. Omain was very valuable in that exchange over in the red lane right there. Very, very important that he got a good flame belch off, and Suki and Chill Phil are off the field. Solo Nazgul into his jungle. He's got to be careful because the Easy Peasy and Cellwalker are hanging out right there. But that is a moment I think that SOA really, really needs. I don't think Triangle Formation just got a little bit ahead of themselves, I think.
Well, one thing that
Speaking of which,
yeah,
they got to be careful. Cellwalk. And another thing, someone can be so aggressive, he doesn't have to worry about getting bursted down in his ultimate. That's one of the big things you have to worry about. Pixel, I mean, just look at Pixel, Beacon with the flanks. That's exactly what I was talking about. Shockwave into the shield slam. Omain's here with the flame belch. Can they take out the Baconator? They gave me an Apple Woody. They can't take him out. Down goes Sparrow. That was absolutely what they needed to do here, but can they clean it up? Easy peasy, take him out the Grim, and this is going to be huge. Somehow Suki misses an ultimate. That is going to be, that is what Shred of Agora needed right there.
Wow. Perfect, kind of one of those morale boosters, if you will. So important in these teams because we see so many times when a team just gets behind, especially if you're going against something like Triangle Formation, where it's just like, okay, like we've seen this not only in Agora's Rising, we've seen this every time they played in Paragon Masters. Once they're ahead, they're just ahead, and that's just the way the cookie crumbles. When you can stop them in their tracks like that,
was beautifully.
They lose 2 towers, but yeah, you just took off the OP buff on, I think, most 4 members of now Triangle Formation are done with it. Only 1. So yeah, Straight of Agora showing that they definitely can go toe-to-toe with these guys. After that now, what needs to happen, Notch? I mean, they need to get their card power up. Is that just by staying in their jungle? Is that by taking the jungle? Everyone in Triangle Formation is back up.
I mean, it's farming their jungle. Suki may catch Omain out here. No, Omain is gonna get away. It's picking up that jungle. Making sure you're paying attention to respawn timers, pushing lanes out, equalizing these lanes. Lanes are still a little bit pushed in favor of Triangle Formation, so equalizing the lanes, making sure you're emptying harvesters, possibly killing Triangle Formation's harvesters to give you that little extra boost. but it's a tough one. That one team fight, they need 4 more like that.
Look at Suki literally scaring away the entire team of SOA. He's just like, I'm here, just running at him. Oh my God, Chillphil once again catches them in the choke point. The shockwave into the shield slam, the tried and true combination 1-2 punch. He's zoning out 3 of the members of Straight Up Agora. All the meanwhile though, Omain and Nazgul, they're just dissecting them. Chillphil's doing a great job of zoning out. They finally are starting to consolidate, but Omain is just in a little bit too much trouble. He's getting juggled all over the place. He's going to get taken out. Omain, again, we talked about it with him not being in these team fights. He's been a big proponent of Straight Up Agora getting the last couple of successful team fights, but now that he was taken out prematurely before there was really any good engagement or good initiation from Straight Up Agora, 2 down on the field. This should be the first inhibitor for as long as Triangle Formation play this appropriately. They got all their Rangers, the Baconators here. They should be able to pick up this mid inhibitor, barring some huge positional mistake.
I mean, yeah, we're waiting on a minion wave, but I feel like this should be it's going to be only 2 creeps in this wave, but right behind it's another full stack. I feel like this is an easy inhibitor for these guys. We had a great engage coming out from Triangle Formation.
Farewell, friend. Smash and grab is there.
Man.
Wow.
That's yeah.
Oh,
Selwonk might die, but right now it's worth it. Reflect is going to get taken out. This might just be the game with 4 people down and the just huge amount of card experience that Triangle Formation has. I should be able to just surge down the core, take it out, and consequently take out Straight Up Agora. Omain's going to be in there. Not sure what he's going to be able to do. I mean, Flame Belch is good. Might be able to take out Suki. Even if he kills Suki, though, there's still Beacon and easy peasy on the core. Selwonk's got the ultimate. That'll do it. That is Triangle Formation. The celebratory shield slam from Chillphil going down there, but that's Triangle Formation, man. Straight Up Agora, we talked about it. It comes down to consistency. That is not the same team we saw last week.
It's not.
That is not the same team we saw last week.
Well,
no, it's really not.
Literally, it's not.
Literally wasn't the same team.
Literally wasn't the same team. But
sorry, guys,
right.
this thing just fell on the ground. I don't know what to do with it.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. Yes, it's not the same team. Omain is playing with these guys quite a bit, though. There was a lot of they had early game. They had a very strong early game, and they didn't capitalize on it. They didn't. There was no aggression. We had a Grux in a lane. I would have loved to see Grux and Rampage coordinate, at mid or pick a lane.
Like aggro jungle or something, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved to see something like that come out of them. Be more aggressive early game. Start building up that early game card power and pushing objectives. If you put Triangle Formation on the back foot, we've seen them lose that way. Triangle Formation, when they start losing objectives quickly, when they start dying quickly, we've seen them in past. We saw them lose in Agora's Rising that way. Team Spicy Ping actually made them play on the back foot. They did not.
They were known as Baylife then, but yes,
they were Baylife. They did not play well at all, and we just saw a lot of waiting on the side of SOA, and Triangle Formation is already a team that is known to be hyper-aggressive, and they just played better.
I mean, speaking of the hyper-aggressiveness, like you said, Shane, right at the end there, Suki running into the jungle after just being killed by SOA, right? It's like, okay, Triangle Formation's like, yeah, you killed us, but we're not. Well, let's just show you that we're not going to stall this out. Like, we're still ahead of you. We still know that, which I think is so brilliant, and so many teams need to realize that when you're ahead, even if you lose a team fight, you're still ahead. I mean, if you're in the Triangle Formations situation, take that advantage. Like, okay, yeah, we lost one, go at him again. As you saw, Suki running right in there, they found the kills, they got the picks, and it was good. Before we go to a break, before we get ready to go do our next Team Mayhem versus Arctic Wolves, one thing, Nox, I want to point out on the side of Straight Up Agora, we've seen whenever Rampage has been picked, because Rampage is very, very powerful right now, we have seen that Iggy and Scorch. With that tainted magic, so it kind of counters that. Was that just not utilized as well? I mean, I didn't really see Omain fighting who was Selwonk a lot in the early game.
He did it a couple times, but the issue is when you have 3 ranged carries, you're putting Grux, you're putting your Steel, you're putting your Rampage, and now you're putting Iggy and Scorch at a very in a very bad position. He's not just able going in against 1 people. He's got 3 people shooting him from a distance that he's not really going to be able to do much damage to. He doesn't have a front line there protecting him. So he really didn't have the opportunities, especially as we came to the late game. He was going in and he was just getting melted. So he really didn't have the opportunities to use it the way you want to see it used, because it does. It gives, instead of Rampage having that insane regen, he only has 25% of what he normally have with tainted magic.
Yeah.
And he was just at a disadvantage, and he wasn't able to use it the way it needed to be used, unfortunately.
I think the big thing, they played around the tainted magic card very well. Just by saying, Chillphil, you're going to be the guy who initiates the team fights, or Triangle Formation, rather. played.
Oh no, I was saying. When you say by them, you meant Triangle Formation.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
Chill Phil was kind of the one initiating, and then Selwonk would go in with his ultimate. It wasn't really the other way around where Selwonk would just go in.
Sure.
And that's a great way of playing around Tainted Magic. It's like the fight's already started. Oh, main, or when you're going to pull the trigger on Tainted Magic, you have to be dealing with the Steel who just shockwave 3 of your team.
Yeah.
And now shield slammed him into a shield charge, things like that. So I think Selwonk has been probably one of the best Rampage players we've seen since Rampage has been around, even during the time where Rampage wasn't that good of a hero. That he's very well versed in that hero, and he knows the workaround between those sort of counter cards, things like that. Because Tainted Magic is a 4-point card, and it doesn't do much other than, I mean, you get it because of the fact that it makes Rampage's ultimate pretty much null and void.
Right.
But it's 4 points. You give up a lot of extra, utility by going in it.
Or damage,
and if you're not able to utilize it in such that manner, then
didn't even see that.
Yeah, and there's also a thing called Hunter's Guile.
I didn't even see that. I didn't even see Hunter's Guile, and Selwonk had Hunter's Guile on to counter Tainted Magic.
Oh,
well done.
Wow, that's next level. That is literally next level.
Wow.
That's what I'm talking about. Selwonk knows the workarounds.
Oh, man. That's incredible. No, missed that completely. Well done, Selwonk. So it's like, great. I always know that when I play, when people play Rampage, Tainted Magic comes out. Well, Hunter's Guile, I'm going to put that on, and we're just going to counter Tainted Magic. Well, there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Triangle Formation picking up another victory. Again, as we were saying, if things continue next week, starting the semifinals and the finals, this is probably a glimpse into our final 2 teams. They are the top right now, and they're showing that they're very strong. When we get to the finals, though, it won't just be 1 game. It'll be 3. So we'll see if that happens and if these 2 teams still stay on top, how Straight of Agora would have responded to Triangle Formation right there, or how Triangle Formation would have mixed it up to be able to crush it again. But all that is not now. It is in the future. Congratulations to Triangle Formation for their 5th win now. No losses. Straight of Agora now 3 wins and 1 loss, ladies and gentlemen.
And
Notch.
I don't know if you saw this. We're at $2,000 for this prize pool. We hit that 500.
Do you know, guys? Do you know how many fedoras you can buy with that much money?
I just got it.
Oh my god!
I'm just gonna put this on to.
I'm never gonna run out of fedoras.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. You guys are amazing. $531 out of 500 is raised. That's being added to $1,500. Got a little too excited there. $2,031 for these teams. All of it going to them. You guys are amazing. Let's not stop it here. And since we hit that mark, we're going to have something really special for you guys in the next episode. We can't tell you what it is now, but it's going to be super awesome and exciting.
I feel like I have to sneeze.
I'm not going to have my shirt on. Told him. Ruined.
No, you can't. Notch, we said we're not going to tell anyone.
I'm sorry. I just get so excited when I get to take my shirt off.
Notch isn't going to have a shirt on. Shane's going to be drinking something other than water. I don't want that.
Out.
He's totally out of water, so it's just going to be a refill in the water. Guys, thank you so much. This is why we do this. You guys, the community, are amazing. The support for this game is incredible, and we would not be here. We could not do this without you guys. We do this because we love the game just as much as you guys. All this money going to those teams. Shane, it looked like, oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you were frozen for a second. I'm like, did Shane just die? So 531. We're going to change that by the time we come back. So we have a new goal to try to hit before the finals. But you guys are
$10,000.
$10,000. Just the next goal. All right, that will do it for our first matchup tonight. Straight of Agora versus Triangle Formation. When we come back, our final matchup, Team Mayhem versus Arctic Wolves, and this match really does mean a lot to these 2 teams. Do not go anywhere. We will be right back.